Hi everyone, and welcome to the City Hunter review. I've waited a long time to get my hands on this one. Kind of a frustrating figure for me, always has been ever since it was first announced. Because I did it on the original one, back when they used the older bodies and you could see the articulation. But the cool thing about the original Predator 2 is it has a much more accurate, movie accurate head sculpt, and the dreads were closer to the real length than this one has. Dreads on this guy, they're almost there, but he's definitely missing a few longer dreads, kind of by the side there. And you see him in the film clear as day. So they just, it bugs you when they get a second chance. A company like Hot Toys, renowned for doing such amazing work, and when they do get a second chance to revisit something that's already been done, it's already, lots of people own it, it did sell well, and then they go back and do it again, but they just cut corners and take an easy way around something, and that all comes to the head sculpt on this, and the dreads, and that's about it. Everything else, I mean, from the neck down, he's really, really, really impressive. And with the mask on, that was the thing that kind of made me get him, because I saw him in people's collections with the mask on and I thought, yep, that's Predator 2 all the way. I don't care about the dreads, that's, they're good enough for me. It's when the mask comes off that the problems start. So just give you a look at him. He's got lots of that green kind of aged, weathered, whatever you want to call it, green business going on here. Lots of it. Give you some of the madness. Get amongst it. See, there you go. I think that kind of stuff was missing from the original mask, if I remember correctly. The original Predator 2 Hot Toys mask didn't have that so much. Another inaccurate thing about this is his eye visors. They should be like a grid or a mesh, whatever you want to call it, but there's definitely that's not there. I don't think it is anyway. Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's just like a plain kind of shiny black surface. So that's wrong. Boo. It wouldn't matter, but this is a second chance. This was the time when they can go back and be like, okay, let's really do it this time. But they just concentrated on Marvel, and kind of just, there's like a smaller room at Hot Toys HQ, and someone was just working on this, while the big room with all the hard-working dudes and dudettes, they were crafting away on their Iron Man suits, and their Avengers, and their Hulks, and their Thors, and their Captain Americas, and poor old Predator 2 kind of got rushed. I don't know, it's all speculation. He still looks badass. That's why I bought him. Okay, and here we have him with his mask off and the mandibles closed. Look. Now from this angle about here, I gotta say, it really does start to look like the Predator 2 as I remember him from the movie. But as I sort of raise up on it, which is kind of the angle I'm used to seeing in people's reviews and people's photography and stuff, it's usually from dead on. From above, it's quite tasty, but I have been messing about with these mandibles, trying to get them to sit flush. Let me just zoom in. Yes, see that line there? It's just bugging me. I'll mess around with it some more, but it won't stay in there. They keep falling out, so that is a bit of a pisser. It's really loose. Shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like that. You're a very naughty predator. Anyway, that's what that looks like. Moving on. I suppose I better give you a close-up though. Let's get amongst it. Let's see if I can focus. Show you the paintwork on the top of his head here. It's very nice. Lots of fine detail going on. Right from above. Yeah, it's just that transition there with the joint. Not so cool. And the paintwork between his eyes and his mouth, that kind of browny kind of area is a bit custard. Just looks edible. I don't know, it just looks all sweet and yummy like it's a cake or something. It's not a cake, it's supposed to be Predator 2, but it looks like an edible cake. No, I'm only joking, it's a bit out there, isn't it? That's me. What are you going to do? My Predator 2 figure looks like a cake. Anyway, moving on. Oh, that came off super easy. Hey. I suppose we can get a better look at the angles now. Actually, that's quite good that that happened. Hope that's in focus for you. Now he does, as I'll show in like screen caps that might have been popping up already. The Stan Winston's work, because he passed away, I think even more so than usual, you got to pay particular attention when you're recreating his masterpieces. And Stan, the man, he is responsible for the original Predator, along with James Cameron for mentioning that he wanted to see mandibles on something. Stan Winston just spontaneously drew the mandibles on what he was designing at the time, and it turned out to be the Predator. And then he designed it on a plane flight. That's very loose, that inner mouth bit there. Right, let's open up his mandibles, see what that looks like. Okay, so here he is, mandibles open, and the first thing that strikes me is, if we do check the screenshots from the film when the Predator 2 Pred would roar or open his mandibles up all the way, they didn't open this much, or they weren't shaped like this. This is all wrong. Like completely wrong. I could be wrong. It's really annoying because I don't have the film playing right now for me to turn my head and see the real one, but I have taken some screen captures from the movie, and I did look at them a fair bit before reviewing this, and it just seems, I don't know, I mean, are these the classic Predator mandibles that have been tweaked, with extra sort of tusk coming through here? But are they the same mold? I don't know. Or are they the same as something else? Is this base head sculpt the same as the classic, the Shadow? And notice with the guard or the Gort Predator, the head underneath that was just the Predator 1 head again, repainted. So they just keep reusing the same stuff, repainting it and adding little bits on. And I don't know. And also, if you tilt his head down, you get the sort of high crown look, but in Predator 2 his head seemed higher. Alright, so I really want to try and get in close, especially on this mouth here, and let you really see what's going on with the paintwork. Right. Now I can appreciate that there's like different colours going on to kind of add depth and kind of, just detail. There's more going on, so when you step back and look at it, it just looks more detailed. When you get amongst it, when you get real down and dirty with the pixel madness, yeah, I don't know, for a 1/6 scale figure, it's a tiny little mouth you got to paint. It's not easy to do, but then again, this is Hot Toys we're talking about. There are no rookies when it comes to anything 1/6 scale. So I expect better. I've got to be honest. It's a bit lackluster, a little bit hit or miss. Not quite there. Not one of the absolute ball kickers in the NADSAC. There are figures that Hot Toys do just undeniably spank it. The DX13, is it? The Battle Damage T2 Arnie? I haven't had that. I don't have it yet. I will get it. But I don't need to see that in person. I've seen enough of that thing to know that is one of the best. And Christopher Reeve Superman, who happens to be very close by. Hello. He's one of the winners too. 89 Batman, the Joker, Jack Nicholson one. There's loads of figures that I think are just winners all the way. It definitely ain't one of them. But I bought it because it looks sick with a mask on. That's my reasoning for it. Didn't have any Hot Toys Predators anymore, so I wanted the Elder, needed Predator 2 to stand with him. Once I saw enough footage of him with the mask on looking cool, I thought, well, he's going to be wearing this baby anyway, so why not? So just to wrap up on the head sculpt, I think the main issue is the mandibles, his mouth area. It's just the wrong shape. The mandibles in the film, they're a bit closer together. The whole mouth, just not movie accurate. Pretty sure they used an old head sculpt and just worked around it and pushed him out the door, get him done. And that has always bugged me, and I gotta trust my instincts, which have always been the same when it comes to this figure. I heard a lot of people umming and ahhing about it in their reviews. Is it or isn't it? It's very clear to me, and yeah, I just wish they had paid a bit more attention, a little bit more respect to Stan Winston's awesome work and his team, and just done this head sculpt justice. But with the mask on, you got yourself a hell of a Predator 2, no doubt about it. And if you're not as anal and as nerdy as me when it comes to the films you love growing up watching, then you won't give a damn. This looks like a mean Predator, and you'll be happy. I'm happy too, because he's going to be wearing a bio mask. He's going to be rocking the mask the whole time. Dreads are nice. I like all the gold and the... let's get amongst it to show you some of that. It's nice. And how well was this painted? Let's see. You're never going to see it, but did they... yeah, they did a nice job. Look at that. It's pretty cool. And if you checked out the Elder Predator review, the one that went up before this one, you remember some of the paintwork on his transition from the foot to the nail, or his toes to his nail. Some of that was a bit sloppy. So let's go with the megapixel madness and get amongst it, get really close, and we can see again, it's pretty sloppy. Very much, I don't know, I can't think of any reason why that would be meant to look like that. But you can see there, this kind of orangey kind of paint starts to just streak over onto his black nails. Don't know. Let me know what you think of that, because I'm not sure if that's intentional. Kind of starting to think it is, because why would you have all these little streaks coming onto his nail like that? I don't know. Let's try the other one. Yeah, that one's got it too. Okay, maybe it is intentional. I think it is intentional. Just to kind of, yeah, for whatever reason, that's what they did. Yeah, nice paintwork on the feet. Looks good. Alright. This very shiny blade is getting my attention here. It is very shiny. It's metal, like the Elder. The original Predator I had, plastic blades, not cool. These ones are proper metal. I'm moving the camera around so you kind of get that glimmer of the light on the end of the blades there. Very nice. Let's just hit it from the back, and you can see that I've very crudely just used like a twisty tie there on the end of his trophy spine thing and hung it the wrong way up. I thought that was the right way, then I rewatched the film. I was like, damn it, I hung it the wrong way. So I will fix that later. But yeah, that's what the back looks like. There's more weathering. You can pick that up there on his Medkit backpack thing. See how they've done the weathering there? Very nice. And on his shoulder cannon. That is fully sort of retracted, not in use at the moment. It turns around, and you know, you can move it and position it where you need to. And this just hooks on the back there. I'll show you that in a minute actually, but yeah, it just hooks on a little hook, little clip. Oh, I haven't even taken that out yet. That's for his light up feature on his mask. There's your Predator 2 butt. Can you lift this up? Yes you can. Oop! Zoomage. No, I can't. Yes, I can. You can always zoom. Oh, that's a little bit too close. Whoa! Well, yeah, they nice bit of paintwork on his Predator butt. It's all good. Little strings there holding that in place. And let's go to the back of the leg guard thing, shin guards. More weathering, more greenage in amongst the bronzy brown. Someone asked me how the hell did I manage to get that on. It's not on there that well. Well, actually, maybe it is. Oh, there you go. Took some doing. But yeah, I just pushed it on. Didn't really give me too much grief. Well, we lifted up the flap at the back and we saw his Predator butt, so we'll just go ahead and lift this up now. Oh, look at that. I didn't know it had that there. That is actually quite impressive. You can see your joints there, but, well, actually they're not very well hidden, are they? That doesn't really do much of a job. I don't know. I guess they could have just painted these a kind of similar colour, I guess. They are painted the same colour, well, they are the same colour near enough as the armour, so maybe that's what they were going for. When you stand back, they were just meant to look like kind of leather straps. Yeah. You know what? I reckon no big deal, because they do just kind of look like leather straps, like a continuation of his underwear. Here is the dreaded accessory that people always have trouble getting to stay on its resting place. I've done alright, I've managed to get it on there pretty good. If I tap away at it, it'll probably drop off, but it's not going anywhere for the time being. You can see I've lined it up right. See how the finger holes match up with the resting thing on his leg? Yeah, seems okay. What do you call it? His throwing disc. It was a pretty cool weapon, and it's the one that took out Gary Busey, the absolute legend. We gotta love Gary. He won Big Brother. I watched the whole thing because of him, rooting for him, voted for him. God bless you, Gary. Gary Busey. What a legend. And look at the weathering as well. We've got the green stuff going on. Very nice. Bill Paxton in Predator 2. The only guy to be killed by a Terminator, a Predator, and an alien. What a ledge. Hot Toys make a Bill Paxton figure. Okay, so hand-wise, here is his staff gripping hand. And as I said before, it doesn't really do a very good job of gripping the staff at all. It's very loose. Doesn't really... You have to always tilt it to the side so the weight kind of, you know, tilts to the way a little bit there, and he will kind of hold it, but you always have to work with it and keep messing around, and it's a pain in the butt. Here is his closed fist, again, called thumb up kind of position, which he does have in the film when he's holding something when he's cleaning King Willie's skull. You see his hand holding something very much exactly like this. Here we have another hand. It's kind of maybe for holding the skull, perhaps, and maybe kind of a coming to get you kind of hand, painted nicely. And then we have this hand, which if I think about it, I can probably, this may be for slipping into the doohickey that's on, where is it? Oh, there it is. This, one of those hands, very flat looking hands are for that. May not be this one though, because this seems kind of a very specific position. Really wish I knew what to tell you with this one right now, guys, but I'd need to spend a bit of time. I'm not going to do a separate video once I discover it or anything, but yeah, that's for something. And then we have the other hand. I think this is definitely for slipping into that net gun thing. And I never noticed before that little claw on the side there, just like my dog. She's got them. Yeah, that's the pimp slap. Where's my money? And then we've got the, I love it when you get a pointing hand. Now this is obviously for him, you know, messing about with his gauntlet and changing settings and stuff. But it's great for you, kind of pointing, you know, great stuff. You can have some fun with that. I think the Elder came with something very similar, although his finger wasn't quite as straight pointed out as this. His one was a bit more kind of like come here kind of thing, whereas this one's very much a you, kind of you thing. Anyway, that's the hands. Now we're going to look at his wrist communication device thing, or his gauntlet, or his self-destruct mechanism. I'm not too sure what the official name is for this. It's probably in the Stan Winston book Tony got me, but I'll have to have another look. But there is his self-destruct section there, and also other things. I guess I've seen him running his nail across this section. Maybe also to change different cloaking modes as well. No, not cloaking modes, vision modes, when he's trying to spot the guys in the slaughterhouse. Now this here, gosh, I do apologize if you can see yellow here. I did recently eat tandoori chicken, and I washed my hands for like half an hour, and it's, you know how tandoori chicken's got that kind of dye in it or whatever it is? It's on my damn fingers, and I look like a damn dirty person. But no, trust me, I do wash my hands. I'm a very cleanly person. Is that the word? Yes, cleanliness. I do wash myself on the regular, so don't be fooled by my yellowy digits. This in the movie, I've heard some folks mention that they can't place in the film where he uses this. This raises up. I can't do it right now because it's one-handed, but this raises up, and it's just like this little projectile thing. And the scene, he fires it at Harrigan's chest in the slaughterhouse, and he has to take off his bulletproof vest because this is burning into him. And that's the scene. And then while he's panicking and taking off his bulletproof vest, the Predator comes over and swipes at his face. And that's where he uses it. His spear is really well painted, very cool looking, and just awesome detail all around it. All the little tubes, and the way this all extends out. Very, very nicely done. Maybe it would have been cool if this was die cast, but then again it would probably be quite heavy. Let's wrap it up now because I think the focus is having trouble. Also, his hand that he has to hold this doesn't grip it very well at all. Just like the original one, he really doesn't hold this very well at all. Well, here is the Medkit all opened up. Zoom in there. Some of it looks like it might move around a little bit, like the bit in the middle there. Not sure. But most of it is actually just sculpted on there in one piece. Maybe that bit in there comes out. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, great detail in there. Very, very nicely done. And all closes up and goes back to normal, and then slots back onto his back again via that little hook there. And get a closer look at the skull. It's very gory and nicely detailed, and all fleshy and gory. See the flesh hanging off there. I have got the skull the wrong way up. Here's his breathing mask that he uses once he's had his arm chopped off. I guess he's losing a lot of blood. He's starting to feel weak, so he uses this. And plus his biomask came off, so I guess he needed that to breathe. I'm being silly there, but I'll look at the detail on the tubing. Let's get amongst that. Let's really get in there. Appreciate the work on the tubing. That is nice. That is very nice. Let's show you this close up. Okay, beautifully done. Not gonna lie, nicely done. Okay, there's the breathing mask. It goes on his face the same way as his biomask. I guess you remove the mandibles. Go ahead and plug that on there. You want to see what it looks like? Okay. Alright, there you go. There it is on his face. Looks nice. Goes on there super easy. Not a problem. Did it one-handed. And yeah, looks nice. It's a cool look. Very different. Throwing that on his face might throw the layman off a little bit when they walk into your room, see a collection. They'd be like, who dat? But the people in the know, they look at it straight away and they'd be like, ooh, it's Predator 2. I couldn't be bothered to undo that twisty tie and plug that in around the back and all that stuff. This goes into a little hole on the back of his armor. So, yep, that's what that looks like. It is nice. Focus. Damn it. I just want to point out there is just something really gross about holding just this little bit of his jaw or his mouth. Ugh, it is kind of yuck. Let's get amongst it. Let's really get in there. See that? It's gross. Also, unless mine's just missing it, and you know, it just wasn't in the box, but the original Predator 2 figure also came with like a necklace with a bone on it, like a little animal skull that just hung around his neck here, just a simple bit of string with a little trophy. And this one doesn't have it, so that's something else. Food for thought. Sound like I said food for fart. Well, that kind of makes sense too. Now, as I said, I've owned a Predator 2 figure before by Hot Toys, but this is the first time I've ever been able to rock the battle damage look, because I had the first release, the clean version of P2. My buddy Nick had the battle damage version, and obviously the battle damage version had the severed arm. He had some blood on his body, and I think on his mouth as well, which this one doesn't have. It's very clean apart from his severed arm, which I guess makes sense if you want to rock the clean look. There's the paint job on that. Does look kind of like that kind of fluorescent light green. It is nice. It was super easy to change out the battle damage arm. Just a little wiggle and it was in there. It was very nice. See the kind of leather-like strap there on the armor. It's probably fake leather, but it looks like leather. Got some more weathering on his armor all around here. All around. It is very impressively done. And I do love the paintwork on his arms and chest and all that stuff. See some of the fine detail in there. It is very well done. Look at those Predator thighs. Get a good look at them when he cuts off Willie's head, King Willie. And he's walking away from us. They seem very accurate to me. I just remember the kind of thickness of the legs, and that seems just about right to me. Okay, so wrapping it up, I've got his mask back on. This is how I will be displaying him. This is the kind of look that made me decide to buy him. I saw him in a lot of people's videos on display, just simply standing there with his biomask on, and the thickness of him, and just the kind of the weight you could just sense. He's one of those really cool, heavy predators, and I I thought to myself, yeah, let's dip the toes back into Hot Toys Predator 2 country. So I done got myself the Elder and the Predator 2 City Hunter in the same sitting, the same day they arrived. It was a most awesome day. Filmed that unboxing for you. That's why I haven't been showing the boxes for these two reviews, because I did the unboxing. Check that out. And well, you get to see them both in the daylight in that video, so it's kind of a different, more stark, blunt, kind of honest look at them. Although this is just black velvet in the background, so you're basically just seeing it with a light from the camera shining in its face. But yeah, I would say definitely an awesome Predator figure. Once you take the mask off, problems start. And if you're really a big P2 fan or a big Predator fan in general, and you grew up with the movies and you know your Predators, and you can spot the things that they've missed. But as I say, with the mask on, there really isn't much to complain about. It is a very cool looking beast. Thanks again to Anthony Sang for the awesome service picking these up for me. Shipping them over super fast, super safe. Very cool. Let's give you one more. Really try and get in here, give you a nice close up from head to toe. Go around slowly. And you pick up on all the little details. I hope his dread, the beads on his dread don't start to fade. The paintwork starts to come away. Like the, what was it, the classic, I think Andre ended up doing a mod for. His Predator beads started to lose their colour. But yeah, bit of mixed media. Well, I guess that's all hard plastic or soft plastic parts of the his kind of midsection there. Let me just turn this around. I don't think I showed you a little pouch there. A friend on Facebook made a custom one with a real leather strap. I'm sorry dude, I can't remember your name right now because I've got a head like a big piece of cake that's been chucked off a rooftop. Okay guys, wrapping it up, I will get the showcase video for this guy done very soon. I'll get it to you. There's a fair old amount of things that you want to cover when you're doing a showcase video on this guy. Fair amount of looks, definitely a bunch of backgrounds you'd expect to see, different locations. Got the city itself, the slaughterhouse, the ship at the end, the rooftop stuff, just loads of different looks. I am prepared, I got all my backgrounds sorted out, just waiting for a day off, and I'm going to hit it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, thanks for the support. Those of you that do tune in to these reviews on the older figures, I mean, this isn't by any means a new figure now. Not sure exactly how long it's been since it was released. I do appreciate those few of you that have tuned in and shown me some love on the Elder review and the showcase video for him. All you guys out there, you know who you are. Got massive love and respect for you. Thank you very much. I always enjoy reading your comments. So, Predator 2, give him an 8 out of 10. I'll check you guys later. See ya. He's a beast.